Hey guys, happy afternoon. How are you? So, there was a comment on my meditation this morning from one of my clients, and she said that she's finding herself kind of picking up the energy or the emotion from other people, or just the general kind of atmosphere that's going on at the moment, and kind of struggling to stay grounded with that. Or she said there's a lot of emotions processing at the moment, and so the meditation this morning offered her some release from that, and just that she's quite sensitive to that at the moment. And I think, and so I wanted to touch on that and to kind of offer you some tips on how to protect your energy, how to protect your emotions during this time. So, from an energetic perspective. So, if you imagine yourself walking around with a bubble around you, this bubble is your kind of energy field. Now, energy fields are not some woo woo kind of imagined thing. These are actually like scientifically, like it's there. So basically, because all our cells are constantly moving, they create a vibration, and this is our electromagnetic pulse. And every person has this like force field of energy around them because of this movement in their cells, this vibration. Um, so, if you were to imagine your energy field as this bubble around you, it's quite sensitive. It's almost like putting out these feelers to kind of, or receptors to kind of pick up what is the energy going on outside of you. So, when you meet someone for the first time and you kind of either hit it off like straight away and you get on really well, or you meet someone for the first time and you just think, ugh, I could really do with not seeing this person again, or they're just not my cup of tea, or whatever the case is. It's because of your energy is basically perceiving their energy, and it's getting a feel for what kind of person they are and whether that person gels with you. Like, are you a vibrational match? Are you an energetic match? So when we meet people that we are a match with, we feel very excited to be in their presence. And it's an energy thing. They say a person's energy speaks much louder than their words. So when it comes to the current situation, remember that everything is energy, including emotions. Emotions have an energetic presence. They have a vibration, and because they have this physical presence in your body, that's why they have a vibrational presence, an energetic presence. And so, because there's a lot going on at the moment, a whole mixture of fear and anxiety and overwhelm and anger and frustration and judgment, lots of judgment, whoa, criticism and sadness and grief. And I mean, there's some good stuff going on too, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of very heavy stuff going on at the moment. And if you are someone who is quite sensitive to energy, so if you tend to pick up how other people are, yeah, quite easily, if you're attuned to that, then no doubt you are probably picking up a lot of the energy that's going on collectively at the moment. So, my top tip for you is to imagine your energy field as this bubble, and to imagine it as this impenetrable bubble. Now, I know bubble doesn't sound like something that's very strong, but it is. So it's like this force field around you. It's like your suit of armor. You don't have to let any energy out, and you don't have to accept any energy in. There's a bubble around you, and nobody can get through your bubble. And one of the easiest ways to test this out, which we can't do at the moment because of social distancing, but just to give you an example for when life goes back to some kind of normal, I often like to test this out if I go to a busy shopping mall. I hate being bumped and pushed, okay? It's like my pet peeve. There's nothing worse for me than being in a crowded place and people are like pushing and bumping, and I'm just like, ah, I have zero patience for it. So what I do is, if I'm shopping, like let's say the week before Christmas and things are crazy, I imagine my bubble around me and I blow it up big, and I imagine it really strong, and like everything outside, like everything that comes, up to my barrier of that my bubble just like gets repelled. So I imagine this kind of like force field, and it's impenetrable. And then I walk through the busy mall, and I kid you not, people move out of my way. Nobody bumps into me. So give this a go. Obviously not at the moment because of social distancing, but try remember this nugget for when we kind of go back to being out in public. And oh, hi Nikki, yay, glad you made it, seeing as you inspired this post. So yeah, try to hold on to this tip for when we are allowed back out in public all at the same time, and imagine this bubble around you. Or even at the moment, I mean, you know, we've got to do grocery shopping at some point, at least for the essentials. And especially now when you're obviously worried about viruses and stuff like that. Imagine your bubble around you very strong, and you'd be surprised. People will literally like walk around you in the shopping aisles. It's crazy. But it serves a much higher purpose than that. That's just kind of like a tangible way to test it out and to show yourself, wow, my bubble is actually there. Different ways that I use it is if I'm going into a conversation that I'm feeling a bit anxious about. So either the stakes are very high for me emotionally, or I know that there's very likely to be lots of psychological game playing, or I know that I might be met with some criticism, or I'm going to be feeling quite vulnerable emotionally. I imagine my bubble strong around me, and I set the intention for the meeting to say, whatever negativity comes my way, it just bounces off. Simply bounces off. I don't allow it in. And when I set that intention, it really makes me feel confident and resilient and strong. So that when I go into, you know, that particular meeting, I'm okay. And when I come out of it, I'm still okay. I don't take it on. And for people that are really sensitive with energy, this is a very useful practice because like there's quite a trend at the moment for people to call themselves empaths. And they go, oh, I'm an empath. I feel other people's feelings. I'm an empath. I'm an empath. And we're all empaths to a degree. That's my reality. We are all empaths to a degree. But you get to choose what you allow in and what you don't. So with all the like chaos and like quite heavy stuff that's going on at the moment, you don't have to let it in. Put your bubble around you, keep it nice and strong, and set that intention. Like every morning when you get up, set the intention and say, I'm only allowing stuff in that is positive, or I'm only going to focus on what feels good today, or you know, something like that. Or I get to choose where to put my attention, or I get to choose the energy that comes into my space, or my bubble is strong today. Like whatever feels right for you, find that word, find that sentence, that intention, and set it for yourself every day. Or if you do leave the house to go get essential goods, or if you're about to do a video call with someone and you're feeling a bit anxious about it, you know, set the intention that only that which is of the highest good for all concerned will be. It's powerful stuff. I'm trying to think of another example of when I use my bubble and protect my energy. Sometimes when I'm lying in bed at night, I get a little bit anxious about security. So in South Africa, you know, security is like a real genuine concern because our crime levels are quite high. And so sometimes, especially if I'm anxious about other stuff, I lie in bed at night and I imagine hearing noises. So what I do is I imagine my bubble around me and I blow it up big and I extend it to cover the whole house or the whole property. And I say a little prayer. I'm like, thank you, angels, for looking out, you know, for us tonight. And like, touch wood, you know, we've been very fortunate so far. Nothing's happened. But what it does is it makes me feel a lot better, and then I'm able to go to sleep. So you can use your bubble, your energy protector, in so many different ways. It could be going out, it could be in conversation, it could be with like emotions, it could be with security. Honestly, anything that's going to serve you. Another time I use it is I remember like if I was going for an interview, a job interview, or if I was going for like an important meeting. So when I first started coaching, I used to set up meetings quite regularly with different schools because I wanted to run programs for teachers. And every time I'd go into a meeting, I'd kind of make my bubble big, but in a confident way, not like I'd make my energy, yeah, just confident and like potent, so that whoever was meeting me would go, wow, she, they'd energetically get a feel for me, and they'd be like, wow, she's a force to be reckoned with, like that was the impression I wanted to make on people. So they'd be like, oh wow, we got to get her in, like look at her presence, type of thing. So it's to become very intentional about the energy you're putting out and the energy you're allowing in, because you get to decide. Okay, that is my rant about this. Does anyone have any questions or comments or insights or challenges or anything at all? Because I will happily answer them for you now. Otherwise, I will come back and comment on your comment if it doesn't come up now, because sometimes Facebook's a little bit delayed. So let me know. Try and think of another example. Yeah, mostly it's been with security or interviews or difficult conversations or busy shopping malls. um, I guess a very practical way to do it is to literally choose where to put your attention. So if reading the news is or scrolling through Facebook is stressing you out, then stop doing it. So simple. um, and like there's different ways to protect your energy. I'm specifically talking about bubbles and energy fields at the moment, and barriers around that. But honestly, there's so many different ways. It's about choosing where to put your attention, becoming intentional about where to put your attention. So like on Instagram, for example, I only follow accounts that are beneficial to me, which like are inspirational or teach me business tips or that kind of thing, so that I know, like if I'm scrolling through Instagram, I'm only going to see things that feel really good or that teach me something valuable. Whereas on Facebook, there's so much noise. So I must say, at the moment, I'm kind of been a little bit addicted to the drama of things, and so I catch myself scrolling through Facebook, and all the stuff comes up, and I'm just like, ooh. And once I have the awareness that I'm stuck in this loop, then I choose to put my phone down and to switch it off and go do something else that feels better. Often Garth will say, what are you doing? And I'm like, just stuck in a loop, stuck in a loop. And sometimes I'm consciously aware of the fact that I'm stuck in a loop, and I keep doing it. That gets a point where it's like, okay, enough now. And then I stop. So yeah, you can protect your energy. There's so many different ways, but I like the idea of like force field. So let me know. Let me know if you've ever tried it out and if it's worked for you. Or if you have any tips for protecting your energy, which I haven't touched on. Yeah, let us know and share. Cool. All right, well, it doesn't look like there's any questions for now, so I'm going to head off, but I hope this has been helpful and that it served you in some way. Wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are well and safe. Sending you love, and I will see you later for Good Night Gratitude, where we'll be sharing one thing that we are grateful for today. Cool. Bye, guys.